My name is Hani Hara. I'm an artist, and I've lived in Columbus, Ohio for many, many years. Was born in Cairo, Egypt, and at the age of 10, left, went to Paris, France for a year, and then came as an immigrant in 1959 at the age of 11. In high school, I was the guy that painted the posters, that, did the artwork, and was always hanging around at the art class. I went to Ohio State as a fine arts major, and after 2 quarters, there were quarters back then, my dad comes as an immigrant, says, "You can't make any money with art. Why don't you switch to mechanical drawing?" Well, if anybody knows mechanical drawing, it's like going from fine arts to engineering. And so obviously I didn't stay in school very long because my brain didn't work that way. So I left and started a career in New York City in sales, and stayed in New York until maybe 7 years later, where I came back to Columbus and got into business and was in sales. But then when I hit 40, what I really found is that the art was erupting from my body, because I started painting with watercolors. And after a while, it just like my house was a mess. It was like everything was coming out at one time, because I've subdued it for 20 years. And if something's is in you, it's gonna come out one way or another. And from that point on, I started painting seriously. And I've had shows all along, even early on, even though I didn't know what I was doing. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. The fact that I wasn't educated left it open for me to have any uniqueness. And I didn't have to think about what the teacher said. I just did what I wanted to do and how it came out naturally. When I started painting, I start with color and shapes. I have no clue what it's going to come out with. I like to say that I'm empty-minded when I start. And what happens with the colors and the shapes, then I start to see faces. And from the faces come the next part. And as you could see, even behind me, it started as colors. And I overlap colors. I mean, it's not like, and I don't stay in between the lines, as you can see. So that's kind of how I start. And at the end of the day, when I'm done, and I could be on a piece for, months, but I go back and forth with a lot of different paintings in my studio. So if I get to the point where I've done enough on this for the time being, let's put it aside, and then I start another one. And that, to me, really keeps it fresh. My artwork is about freedom. It's really about creating something from nothing, and without any rules, without any, going back again to schools and, techniques and things like that. I just do what I like and what comes out that I like. If I like it, I'll keep at it. If I don't, it gets erased and we can go on to the next one. So freedom is such a big thing for me. It's always been, because we came out of Egypt, in a sense. The second Exodus back in the 50s was about freedom. And to end up in America was the biggest gift that my dad and my mom gave us, because they sacrificed. They came with nothing. I mean, my dad was very successful. We lived a great life over there. Had a big family. We did a lot of things together as family. But then when we came here, he started at the age of 51, 52 with nothing. And when I wish he was alive to see what the kids have done, what the grandchildren are doing, and eventually the great-grandchildren. And that's all because of America. It gives you the freedom to be.